Have you ever thought about using charms to really increase the fun in your readings and also to add more accuracy in your readings? I'm going to show you how to do that today. I am so excited to show you how to use these charms so that your readings can be so much more fun for your clients, but also more accurate. Now, today I am going to show you the charms that really represent Lenormand card readings. And there's only 36 charms, but of course, you can increase this. You can add the charms that you're being pulled with, and it's all about symbolism. So whatever these symbols mean for you. Now, if you use the Lenormand card system, it does have certain symbols mean certain things, but it really depends upon the context of your readings. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am actually going to show you a different use this camera, and then what I will do is I will pinpoint where I'm reading. But I'm going to do three different readings using these charms, okay? But I want to, and I'm going to show you the math that I'm going to use today and also the charms. So what I want you to do first is I want you to see what object that you're being pulled with. And of course, it is December the 19th today, so it's very close to Christmas. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to pull some decorations from my tree. So see which one that you're being really drawn to, so that these readings will resonate with you. So here's the Texas snowman, the cowboy snowman. We have the mouse that is trying to come out of a cup or saying hello. And then we have the angel. Of course, the first reading that we're going to do is going to do the snowman reading. So I am going to use this beautiful mat. I absolutely love it. I found it on Etsy. And it is broken up with different aspects of somebody's life. We have spirit self here. We have home and family, health and or well-being, finances and wealth, career or business. We have social life or other people, and love and partnership. Yes, everybody wants to know about their love relationships. Okay. Now, what I will have to do is I will make each section more clear so that you can see the charms, because the charms are very tiny. Now, the charms that I'm going to use today, I also found on Etsy. Okay. And it is by Green Woman Crafts. And again, you don't have to use any charm in particular. You can always go to the store and see if you can find a horse for the rider and see what charm that you're being drawn to. So these are the charms I'm going to use with today. So of course, with every reading, you need to set an intention. So I'm just going to set an intention for the people who chose the snowman. All right. And I always like to put the charms in my hand. Some people like to keep it in the container to spread it out, but I like to get my energy on there and set the intention of what I am doing. Okay. And once I put the charms down, then I'll get the camera closer. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in my dominant hand, and I'm going to kind of go around the mat that way and see where they may fall. And there are different ways that you can lay down your charms. I'm using all 36, and you don't necessarily have to, but because I'm using all the different areas in the life of somebody, and what we're talking about is the snowman, that I wanted to use all 36 cards. Okay, so I'm going to get a little closer. Okay, so what I did is I got really close because I want to start with love and partnership, because everybody wants to start there. And then we have advice and guidance. And it's very interesting how it all cluttered up here. And of course, with Lenormand symbols, okay, it tells a story. And so we're going to look at, oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and this is the cross, which usually means, hardship, and this means anchor. So it's very interesting looking at this, that you are definitely in a relationship that anchors you, but at the same time, it brings you hardships. You're learning through this relationship. It's not a go smoothing relationship. It is up and down and tribulations and just love hate relationship basically. One day y'all love each other, the next day you do not. Okay. So that's what that means. Now, on the advice and guidance, this is just real interesting because it seems like the charms kind of like clustered together. Okay. And this snake is kind of almost in between. All right. So I'm going to kind of put these so that you can see them where they are. There's the rider. So what I'm going to do with this, the key, I'm going to kind of bring this over here. So the key is kind of right here on the bottom of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these out because I think it will tell a story, because this kind of is the key to what your guidance is. Okay. So, oh, very interesting. So there is a man involved in this for the guidance and advice. So this kind of goes with this. This is very interesting. So the key to the guidance and the advice that this reading is giving is that here's the love words, okay? In the love relationship, and sometimes it's very cloudy, and especially with this male in the relationship. So, but definitely in love, but a lot of times he is very difficult to read. Okay. So this may, shed some light on it. And so it's very cloudy sometimes, but you stay together because y'all are still in love. Now, right here, this is information. This is a letter. This is something that information that you will receive. Okay. And it can be in a form of an email or anything else like this. It can be social media. It can be actually a true letter. But with the mountain right here, it just means that this information is going to give you some advice. But it, again, you're going to have tribulations. Things are going to go really smooth and then get very difficult. But this news will bring it. But I love this. Okay. This is movement. So the movement means that, oh my gosh, there may be something in your life that's kind of sneaky. But however, you're going to have luck. So I think with this movement means things may change. So your guidance is, be very careful. Look at what is in your life. And it's going to bring you luck because you're going to be able to figure out, oh, what is really something that should not be in my life? And really, look at it and see what you need to change. All right, so let's go ahead and look at career and business. And very interesting. So it looks like now this means with transitioning right here, this means that I believe that you're looking at new jobs because there's a new job opportunity that is coming and may bring you, better money. And so that is something that you may need to be looking at. Okay. And the tree is kind of almost over into this area. It's just a slit of it, which means that this is where what this means with the current business is that's where, again, it's almost like an anchor. That's where you're really going to grow is in this business. Okay. Okay. So whenever we look at the social life and others, we have the star, we have the bouquet of flowers, you have the book, we have a little fox here, you have, um, a whip. You have virtues, which is the flower, and you have a little child over here, and I would say this is almost over it that you're isolating yourself. Okay, so let me kind of read into the charms and see what we can do. Okay, so what I'm really reading right here is you are following your spiritual life, your social life. So you're following in your pathway the way that you should. Okay. You also like to center people that are around you that have basically the same kind of interest, which is really good, and that. Oh my goodness, you'd love to have fun around these people. It kind of brings the child into you, and with this, though, you have again, a lot of things that you're not really happy with sometimes with your social life because it really questions about your beliefs and everything. And you tend to isolate yourself because of that. So, really think about that. All right, let's go ahead and change to a different area. Okay, so we're going to look at health and well being. Okay, So whenever you look up here, you have the dog, you have the mouse, and it's very interesting because there's a female that's kind of in the line. So we're going to go ahead and put the female in over here as well. And then here's the death card, okay? So really what this means is the health that you have now, you really have to really consider it because it could mean that, you know, it could be something very, very serious. Okay. And so it's something eating at you. And I'm really feeling that it's if you are a female especially, that it is a like breast cancer or for a female body, some type of cancer or something that is really um, more for women diseases. And so you really need to make sure that you surround yourself with friends so that you can get through this tribulation, okay, with your health. Now, whenever you look at finances and wealth, it's very interesting because right here, it's your home, okay, your stability. So your finances and wealth are in your home that you really feel like I am so thankful for what I have, and then the tree is also meaning family in this situation. So that is very, very important to you. All right, so let's go ahead and switch. Okay, so let's look at the home and family portion of this. So whenever you look at the Sith, the ship, the moon, and also the bear, okay, so it just meaning that there's definitely somebody in the family who is a leader that tends to lead too forcefully, okay, and almost to the point that it's abuse. And because that's what this says. So what we need to do is cut that short, okay? Because um things may be happening that you say, okay, I'm done with that. Okay. The moon means phases, but also a trip or a voyage or a vacation. So, with this happening, there's different phases that will happen. Okay. Which means that sometimes the family situation will be good, and then sometimes it won't. Kind of hot and cold once again. But there will be a new voyage, that will be happening, new transitionings in the family. But again, we need to put that boundaries up. So let's look at the spirit and the self. So, oh, I love this. So you have the sun, and all right. So really to make your spiritual world, your spiritual health, make sure you find things that you love because it will bring sunshine, joy into your life. You have so many different choices that you can make, different pathways that you can make, but being social is the number one thing that will really make you happy. Oh, and commitments. I love this. So make sure that whatever you love and this also means relationships or anything that makes you spiritual, make sure that you commit to that. You're committing to yourself. All right, so that concludes the reading for the snowman. Okay, so the next reading I'm going to do, the second reading I'm going to do, if you had chose the little mouse in the cup, I'm going to do the next reading for you. I am going to go ahead and spread it. I know you can't see the whole mat, but I'll do it in sections like what I did before. Okay, let me set my intention. All right, again, I'm going to mix them around as going around the circle and see where they may fall. Okay, so I think last time I started with love. Today, this one, we're going to start with career and business. All right. So when we're looking at for career and business, you have the ring, the dog, the moon, oh, and the heart. So really what this is telling me and what I'm really feeling into is that you are definitely loving your career and business. You're very committed to it. That's where you are finding your friends and also where you're finding your spirituality. Okay. So that is awesome. But let's come down here as well. So, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so the tree also means that you're very well grounded and that you have relationships. And when I say relationships, very good, love relationships with your friends and with other people. Okay. Now let's look at your social life over here. The sun is almost in between, which means that your career brings you joy once again. Okay. But with your social life, you also have something that you need to cut short. You got the Sith, you've got a little girl, and you also have the flowers. Oh, and the cross and the snake is kind of almost in there. You could read it, depending upon how you want to read it. Um, okay, so because it's next to the cross, I'm going to go ahead and keep it on the side of the social life with others, because what this tells me is there's somebody in your social life that you really need to be careful of and be aware of, and you may need to cut that relationship short. Okay. Because being in this relationship or being with them, it's really hurting your virtues, and you're not really being able to live life to the fullest, even though you love socializing. Okay. But there are certain people in your life that you really need to look at, and get you can give them a chance, but not a second chance type thing. All right, so let's look at love and partnership. And it's very interesting. There's nothing over here except for the bear. Okay. So, which is really telling me is that you need to really lead your love life, and you are in charge of your love life, and you continue to do so. So, you're doing a great job here. For the advice and guidance overall, okay, so there is definitely some female energy here that is up and down the mountains and going around, right? So just know that you may be very emotional sometimes, especially when you're going up and down the mountain, but just know that it will stop, okay? In other way, every day is a new day, but you're going to have some tribulations going up and down the mountain. You don't know what's on the other side. But the advice here is just keep on going. Okay, so let's look at the health well being. So they're kind of jumbled up here once again, and it's so interesting that it's on the line. But let's look at the star, and that's a male energy. And I feel like this one especially is kind of on this side. Oh, so socially. Okay. So wow. So your health and well-being, you are on the right track. Okay. Which means that you're taking care of yourself. You know how to take care of yourself. The stars are in your favor. Okay. And that's also meaning well-being, that you feel really good about yourself. You may have a lot of male energy. Okay. A lot of leadership. And you love to be social. So definitely keep being social. And also, yeah, so being social really keeps you healthy, being with other people, because you need to be with people. Okay, so finances and health, you have the little horse that's right on the line. Okay, that means that there's movement and that you may be receiving a message about finances. The key to all of this, and I kind of look at this right here because it's kind of in a group, is that okay, so I'm going to say this is probably your job that's bringing you wealth, okay? It is definitely the anchor, because fox can also mean a job. However, it's kind of whipping you. It's making you work really hard for this money, okay? We'll turn this over. But of course, you have choices to make and things to learn. So the more things that you learn about this job, the better. Okay. So the book of knowledge, and it's kind of like a bouquet of flowers will be your gift. So with this new knowledge, you'll be able to make more money. Okay. Now the cloud right here means that sometimes it's a very cloudy. You don't really know what to do with your finances and health, but it is definitely coming with this writer. Okay. Okay. So the home and family right here, you have information, okay, about your home that will be coming to you. And again, this can be social media, this can be through documents, can be through several things. But there's some type of information about your home that is coming. All right. So you also have a coffin right here, okay, which means transitioning. It doesn't mean that somebody's going to die in your family, but oh my gosh, with this voyage, so I don't know if you're thinking about moving, but it's bringing you lots of luck. So there's going to be definitely a transition and a new journey with your home and family. When we come to spirit and self, very interesting. There are, because you are so spiritual, sometimes the energy eats at you. That's what a mouse does. It kind of gnaws at you. And so you isolate yourself. So be very careful. Don't do that. Don't isolate yourself. Figure out what is really bothering you and why you are doing that. Okay, so I believe that was all for the reading for the little mouse and the little cup. Now, the last reading that I'm going to do, if you are drawn to the angel, this is the reading for you. So I hope it resonates with you. All right. So let me set my intention and get my energy back on it. Oh, that one fell. I'm going to let it fall where it must go. And I'll show you where it fell in just a few minutes. Okay. So again, I'm going to do this and just let the charms fall as they may. Okay. So let's go ahead and do what's at the very top. We have career and business. So we're going to start there first. So again, oh wow. So this means a job. Okay. So this is really meaning virtue. So you really need to make sure that whatever is expected of you, okay, manners, what you're supposed to do with your customers, make sure you follow suit in your job, okay, and be kind to one another in your career and business, as difficult as it may be. Also, watch out if somebody asks you to do something that's not right in your business, stand up for what you believe in. Okay. All right. So, social life and others. Oh, I love this. Okay. So it seems like, okay, now there's a lot of male energy going on here. Um, and a love, okay, a relationship that has a lot of love in there. And it seems like y'all tend to isolate yourself because you want to be together and you want to want to enjoy that relationship, if that makes any sense. We have the tree that is upside down, okay, and this tree means that it's really bringing you that stability, it's bringing you health, and it's bringing you're growing from this relationship. And the star is on both. I'm not going to move that star because I want to make sure that I read it over here as well. But it is in your stars for the social life with others, okay? But try to get out there and not only socialize with the love of your life, but try to get out there and meet other people. Okay, love and partnership. So very interesting. So it seems like, yeah, very much luck. This relationship has brought you lots of luck, and that you're both creating a house together, a family life. And that there is in the bear, okay, there is a leader among the pack. So one of you is definitely the leader. And then we have transitioning here. So this could also mean that there's a baby on the way, or it could also mean that your relationship is transitioning. Okay. And it's going to definitely bring you sunshine and with the moon. And okay, so you're going to be going through different phases again, up and down, and you're just going to feel whipped by it. But just know that your relationship is also changing for the better, and you are definitely in the pathway of this person. Should be, the stars have written it in that y'all should be together. For advice and guidance, we have the dog here, and look at this horse. I mean, he's almost on that side. That's why I didn't really read him on that side. So this horse means that transitioning. Okay, let me move that. Okay, so let me read this for just a second. Okay. So right here with advice and guidance, this means loyalty. And I'm still feeling that it's the partner that you have. Okay, y'all are friends and everything. There is transitioning that are going on. That's the rider, that's movement. You are going to find out new knowledge that may bring, again, tribulation, but you're going to cut it short. You're going to say, wait a minute, just a second. I'm going to cut that out and then continue on my journey. Okay. And so when you get this advice, just continue and get the knowledge that you need before you make the decision of what to do once you get this information. Okay, so health and well-being. Oh, love, commitment, movement. Okay. So whenever you're looking at your health, okay, you're very committed to your health and you've had, hold on. Oh, okay. So, yes, so you've been again, okay, very committed to your health and you absolutely love yourself and you love the journey that you've been on in your life, okay? But right here, whenever it has the woman energy, you're kind of unsure of, you're waiting some information about your health and you're not for sure about this information. So it's kind of murky and it's kind of leading to distress. So it's uneasiness, right? So that's about your health and well-being. So try not to get too stressed if you're waiting for information about your health. Try to get your mind off of it. But it's great that you love yourself and you're committed to your health. On here, the finances and wealth, the snake is at the very top, okay, which means that there's something not right in your finances. There's something wrong. And it may be somebody else that's messing up the finances that you really need to look at because finances are stability. But once you do, you're going to really transition your finances into something else because this kind of means the death of something and then a renewal. Okay. So I think after you figure out what is going on in your finances that are not right, then then it will be able to be stable and it will kind of change. And this happens to a lot of people that um, put their money somewhere else to try to make more money. And a lot of times it's unstable in the beginning and then it stabilizes once you figure out what's going on. Okay. All right. So let's look at home and family. Again, we have the child and opportunities. Oh, you know what? I'm just looking at there are many children in the home, okay? And because this means abundance. So I'm going to stick with that. So there's abundance of children in the home. And this is kind of almost on that, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on this side, okay? All right, so let's look at spirit and self. We have that you need to make lots of choices with your spirituality. But the key is you've got gifts, okay? You've got gifts that you can give to other people. However, um, socially, these spiritual gifts are eating away at you. So I don't know if you're not being accepted for your beliefs, but it's just something that's really eating at you, and you're not really able to share with others what you truly believe in, which means that you need to really know how to speak your truth. Okay. All right. So I hope this resonated with the angels. But see how whenever I read the charms, that it's a story. And this is to me, it's quicker. Instead of using the Lenormand card pool and doing the different spreads, this is quicker because you're hitting all the different areas, life areas that somebody has. And they may have a question afterwards, so you may want to even have a card reading with them, more a question like, if we talked about finances on the angel, and if you're going, I don't really understand that, why should I be worried about my finances? Then we would ask another question. Okay, let's use the cards and dive more deeper into it and pull out the cards and see what the cards say about the financial aspect of the reading. So I hope that you enjoyed this and I hope that it made sense to you. So I really have enjoyed the charms. Next time I'm going to show you how to use a card Lenormand card spread and then how you can use the charms as well with it and to make it so much more interesting. And it is fun to use the charms. They're like little bitty toys, right? That anybody can really enjoy and it's very visual for the person. And again, you don't have to stick with the symbols of a Lenormand card. Okay, you can do any type of little charm that you want to. So have fun, enjoy it, and find all the little symbols in the charms that really represent you and that you can actually identify with it because as you're doing a reading, your intuitiveness will blow your client away. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.